Hello.
Yeah, Kanika, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good
One
morning,
minute.
sir.
1 minute. Mm,
Yeah, hello, sir. Am I audible to you?
Uh, yeah, sorry, you were telling something?
Yeah. Sir, I wanted to mention something. I have posted on Discord also, but nobody replied there. I haven't, on my dashboard, my project is not visible to me.
Project. Uh,
Yes, MLP project is not visible to me. I have written to support. They asked me to post it in Discord and I posted in Discourse also. I
uh,
think around 8 to 9 days earlier, but I haven't got any reply from anyone.
Maybe they have not received. Okay, wait. Sure. Can you just tag me in the thing in
Yes,
the
sir. I have tagged you actually, and someone replied only just saying, tagging the other person.
yeah, so basically I am not looking at the project part. Just wait 1 minute. There's some problem with my this thing. Sound. But it's okay. You have tagged me, na? Okay, wait. Let me. Okay, let me get back to it. Huh? I'll check it and 1 minute.
Yeah, please, sir. Actually, update me. I haven't got any update.
Yeah, I was not here for 1 week or so, so I have not seen anything. I'll check. Huh?
Yeah.
Can you check with has Swarnim or someone responded to you?
Yeah, actually, I think I tagged Jimmy and Devajyoti, sir, and Jimmy tagged Sony and Anamika, but after that, no one replied to that post.
Okay, okay. Yeah, actually the thing is, okay. First of all, is my voice clear to you?
Yeah, you're pretty much clear.
Okay. So the thing is, I am not handling the project part. Swarnim is handling. So basically, I have to talk to Swarnim regarding this. Just wait. Let me finish it now. 1 minute. PTS, right? Yeah, I was busy with some other research work, so that's why I could not see. What is your the name, handle name?
So I'm just sharing the link only here.
Yeah, okay. No, it should come as a separate course, no?
Yeah, sir. Actually, the tab will be showing in the my project, right? But there are I have taken two projects in this term, and there is only one project showing up. That is for BDM only. The MLP project is not showing up on my tab. That's the problem. And I have written a mail to support also,
No, no, no.
but they
Support
just
won't be able
replied.
to solve this. Wait, wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait, wait. Let
And
me
someone else is also facing that issue.
wait. This is what happens, you know. I mean, wait. Let me fix it now. Uh, wait, huh? I'll send the message now.
Yeah.
Done. Just see whether it. Okay, one minute. Your roll number is what? Can you just tell me your roll number?
It's 22 DS
Two two
1
DS.
triple 0.
Acha, that in the
One,
Discord only, right? 1 minute.
yeah, yeah, 1000263.
Uh, okay. How? Who else is facing? Acha, 22DS 10000000159 also, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same issue. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hope it will be solved soon. Huh? I mean, I sent it. Let's see. I think on Monday it will be solved. Okay. Anything
Okay.
else related to email project or anything? Any other problem happening there?
No, right now there is no other problem.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. I mean,
Thank you
yeah.
so
When
much
yeah. So,
for responding.
Bhupesh sir, what is your roll number? Can you just paste your roll number here? Yeah. Just write down your roll number in the chat window. I'll pass it on now. Then after that, I'll start. We'll start. We can start. When 1 minute. Mm, issue. Okay. Okay. Done. All three sent.
When we
Okay.
have to register for projects, sir,
Uh,
registration when it will happen?
Sorry. What is the question? Actually, project. Na, I am not handling that course. That's an entirely separate course going on. So, okay, but you can ask me. I'll forward the question. What is the question?
My question is because on the tab it is showing that registration pending, right? So when we have to register?
I think I mean it is showing registration pending in the
Yes, yes.
MLP.
Yeah, no, MLP is not showing on me. It is showing on BDM.
BDM I can't say. BDM I can't say. BDM I won't be able to say.
No,
Okay.
but
For
it
BDM,
will
they have sent a
be
separate email
MLP
about
only.
the dates.
Sorry.
They have sent an email about the schedule. Every month you can register for BDM.
Oh no, project proposal I have submitted.
So
I
then
am
you just
asking
have to
about the
wait.
registration. Yeah. Okay, okay.
They'll just have to
Okay.
approve it and then they'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. One.
They're doing two as far as I saw. So do you guys see one of them? Yeah. Voice.
Just 1 minute. Huh? So I can't listen to thing properly. Anyway, there's some issue with my speaker. Anyway, leave it. Huh? So let us start with the this thing, the week 10 11 program, the solve with instructor. Okay, I'll give you one document and we can share that later. I mean this thing, we can share the codes later. Let me just copy. What is it? Where am I going to share? 1 minute. Just check whether you can access the thing. Okay. Achha. Yeah. Okay, good. So first task is load the Abalone dataset using pd.read.csv from this link, which is the ICS UCI machine learning link, right? So this is the one, I think. Okay. So this is the Abalone dataset, and based on that, what we have to do, we have to first, I mean, do different things. So first is we have to use different column names. So these are the column names: sex, length, diameter, height, whole weight, shucked weight, and viscera weight, shell weight, and rings. So if you first of all, the first thing which comes is what is abalone? What is this thing called abalone? Okay, so abalone, if you see, abalone is mostly a edible mollusk kind of thing. Okay, this is a abalone. Okay, a marine snail, and it looks like a ear basically. Okay, the human ear. Okay, this is a shape. This is a shape. Okay, this is abalone. So what happens is abalone can be eaten. Okay, so we have to predict in this data set. We have to predict the age of abalone shell from physical measurement. So this age can be determined by cutting the shell through the cone and counting the number of rings through a microscope. Okay, so that is also possible, but yes, but this is again a boring task, because every shell you have to then put under a microscope, and it takes a long time. So if you use a microscope, you will know. So there are three, four types of microscope. There is confocal, there is a scanning electron, there is atomic force, there is transmission electron, and so on. So anyway, so as the more resolution you take, the more complexity and the more costlier. Okay, and even a small confocal microscope will take a quite good amount of electricity. It has to be kept in an AC room and so on, etc. Anyway, so this is a boring and time consuming task. So other measurements are easier to obtain, and they are used to predict this age. Now further information such as weather pattern, location, and hence whether it will be available or not, that may be required to solve the problem. So basically we are trying to predict whether the abalone will be available and what is the age of it, and based on age of it we can determine the the whether we can eat it or not, something like that, I think. Okay, so there are, this is a data set, multivariate data set, and 8 attributes are there. There are no missing values. This was generated around to 1995 and so on. Okay, so let us start with the data set, and how do we go there? You can see this is the, you can go to data folder, and there is an abalone data, abalone.data, which you can access. So how do you access? You can, okay, first task is this. So let me put it there. So you can, this is your link. Okay, you can access it, you can use it, and these are the column names which we are going to use. 6, length, diameter, height, whole weight, viscera weight, shell weight, etc., etc. Okay, yes, so you can you can copy it, and so let us start. First of all, obviously we start with the, just the way we write in a letter, we start writing with dear sir, dear madam and all. We start with importing everything. So import pandas as pd, matplotlib as plt, seaborn again for plotting, and numpy for np. So again, just a quick note that please learn about seaborn as well as plotly for data visualization. You can explore plotly. Plotly is not taught here. Yeah, just 1 minute, Bhupesh sir. This is the, so plotly is quite important for generating interactive plots. Okay, and there are others. So one or two things for data visualization course which we are planning in the next year. So there is d3.js, there is Tableau. So these are some of the topics, some of the softwares you can learn. And then in the 4th year, whatever is going to come, it has not been decided yet. Let's see. So anyway, so you guys know, right, that the 4th year is confirmed, the 4th year part, the 4-year program, BS. Hello? Oh, you did not know? Yeah, so they should announce it quite soon. Okay, so the some of the these things are left, what do they do? The board of governor things and all, the red tips basically. Yeah, so those things are left, so most probably those are finished, and they will announce it pretty soon. Let's see. Anyway, so one thing can happen is that mostly it will be online, but if you, what can happen, I mean, but if you want to study, maybe you can you want to study in campus, you can take some permission and come, or something like that. Is what I heard till now. That is the plan. Anyway, let's not go there now. So these are the column names which we are using. What are you using? We are using 6, then length, diameter of the shell, then height, the whole weight, and then some of the other so some of the parameters which are responsible, which are useful for the abalone abalone set. Basically, there is viscera weight, what is the weight of the shell, how many rings are there to calculate the age and all. Okay, so we can get that by first of all, we have directed the column names, then we can read the CSV from this link with no header file. And what are the column names? Names are the column names. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's write here. Okay. And then how do we calculate the data? The shape of the data, I mean, at this point all of us know this. We just write dot shape. Okay, Then the next task starts. Okay, so up to here, anyone, any issue? Okay, just let us know, huh? If you have any issues, just let us know. Okay, then the next task starts. How many numerical columns and how many numerical and how many categorical features are there? Divide the data into X and Y set. Y is the rings, and divide the X and Y into train data and test data. Test size 0.2, so 80-20 classification, and random state is 0. Okay. So first of all, if you see what is the data set looks like, what does the data set look like? We have these are the columns. We have different male and female columns, and I am not sure what is I, maybe indeterminate something. Let's check for the time. Yeah, I is infant. Okay, sorry, I is infant. Length, longest shell measurement. Diameter is perpendicular to length. Height is with meat in shell. Okay. Whole weight, shucked weight is weight of meat. Viscera weight is after bleeding the weight. Shell weight is after being dried. What is the weight? And rings plus 1.5 gives the age in years. Okay, and this is the paper. Okay, let us see whether the paper we get. Okay, anyway, the paper is not there. Submitted to the Australian Conference of Neural Networks, ACNN. Okay, and there are so many papers. Anyway, so now you can see this is the 6th column. Then this is the length, the diameter, height, whole weight, shuck weight, viscera weight, shell, and rings. Okay, and so you can generate say 15 rows and 10 rows, 5 rows, whatever you want. You can generate it from there, right? So this is my task 2 first part. Okay, task 2 first part. So what we are planning to do is we will while we are uploading the this thing, the what do you say, the video in YouTube, we will make some timestamp so that it is helpful for you to get the to check which instant one particular question was being discussed or being shown. Okay, so now if we say again, so if we see that we are classifying into X and Y part, Y2 data frames. Okay, then after that, the same thing which they told, random state 0, test size 0.2, 80-20 classification. In sklearn model, we are doing a train test split. Okay. Now the next task is to create 2 separate lists, one for numerical feature names, another for categorical feature names. Create a pipeline for numerical features that replaces the missing values, that is 0 values, with 0.107996 and then scales using the standard scaler. Then next, create an object of OneHotEncoder to handle the categorical features. So let us do this thing. You also do this thing. I'll give you 5 minutes maybe. Can you do this? I'll put the question here. Okay. Just try to write the code. Okay. After this.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, so I am facing in this week 11 this practice assignment. It is given to us that we have to load the iris data and work with it. So the problem I am facing is this week we are doing, in week 11 we are doing kmeans clustering. So that requires the entire data. Like during regression and all, we used to separate X and Y, but in case of kmeans, we need to give a single data, right, sir? So the problem I am facing is when I am loading, like I am giving the syntax, let's say D equal to load iris as frame equal to true. Then
Practice question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, wait. Week 11 practice question. Oh. Okay, I also don't have it right now.
Sir, actually,
Have you tagged me somewhere in the discourse?
Actually, sir, my problem is not related. I mean, particularly related to this weight. It is a general problem, you can say.
Okay.
So the problem I am facing is whenever I am trying to load the data only using as frame equal to true. Whenever I am trying to load the data only using as frame equal to true, then I am getting a bunch type data instead of a data frame. So,
I think we have to convert it to a data frame, no?
So, sir, like in case of let's say I am doing
Hello. Yeah.
Then I am getting two separate data frames. One with the X, one is X data frame with all the features, and Y is the label.
Okay.
So like I am getting confused. Like when I want to get the entire data in the data frame, I don't want to separate it. What should be the syntax for that?
I think we can just we should be going ahead with the normal data equals to this thing. Okay, but as you told, I mean, it is coming as a bunch.utils, I think. Is
Yes,
it? I also want. Can you just post me in post in discourse? Just let me just find it. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, just send it to me. I'll check. Okay. I was also not here for some 1 week or so. Just send it to me. I'll check it. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure. Thanks. 1 minute. Anyway. So has anyone done it? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I think Jaydev has responded. Yeah, great. Thanks, Jaydev. Yeah, Jaydev has responded, I think. Anyway, have you solved the question which we were giving? Okay. Hello? Am I audible? Okay.
Yes, your order.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, actually my headphone was not working, so I was quite, yeah. There's so many settings are there these days. Anyway, let's say yeah, chalo. Let's discuss this. Then also we have another week to cover now. Acha. So where are we? Acha, this is not. So how are we doing it? Again, we are importing pipeline. We are importing column transformer, simple imputer, standard scalar, OneHotEncoder, bagging, and precision tree classifier. Okay. So what are we doing is let us start with them. Okay. Let's put here. So this is the first part which we are doing. Then where are we? Sorry, this is in other. Then we are doing the numerical features, and so there is length, there is diameter, height, the weight, and all. And these are the numerical features, and the categorical feature is sex, which is MF and I, right? Actually, should be gender. Anyway, then comes this one. Okay, so that is my numerical features and the categorical features. Then again, obviously, as we have seen in chapter 2, week 2, that we are doing simple imputer and standard scalar. So this is the strategy that we are using, constant. So for all the missing values which are denoted as 0, we are filling the value as 0.107996, and we are applying standard scalar also. So this is my numeric transformer part, right? Then what else is there? Then there is a categorical transformer. What is a categorical transformer? Categorical transformer, we have used a OneHotEncoder. Okay, and what is my OneHotEncoder? We have used again handle unknown equals to ignore. Now, if we put this here, okay, then we go to, so that is basically my task. So we create two separate lists, one for numerical features and another is for categorical features. And then we created a pipeline for numerical features, this here, okay, where we replaced missing values, that is 0 values, with 0.107996, and then we scaled it using standard scalar. Okay, and after that we have used the categorical transformer. We created an object of OneHotEncoder to handle the categorical features. And what did we use here? We use the, basically it also has to be shown, reported, but it is a handle unknown equals to ignored, is that what we have used. So this is my second task. Now then the next task comes, that create a column transformer to handle the numerical and categorical features. So of course this is my that should be the next task, to to combine both the numerical and categorical columns, right? So that is what we do here. We put a preprocessor, and the preprocessor part is transformer, the numerical part and the categorical part. Okay. Then again we have to create a pipeline. Create a pipeline to first preprocess using the column transformer, and then use a bagging classifier with default values. So we have a append classifier to preprocessing pipeline. So basically, yes. So we are using the pipeline here. So one is the preprocessor, that is this part. Preprocessor is the transformer part, and then we are using a bagging classifier. Okay, what is the bagging classifier which we are using? That is random state equals to 0. And what is bagging classifier? It's an ensemble meta estimator that fits the base classifiers on random subsets. Okay, I have to check what is bagging classifier. Can anyone explain to me what is bagging classifier? Let's see. Scalar ensemble bagging classifier. Okay. Oh my God, it's the same thing. So the algorithm encompasses several works from the literature. When the random subsets of the data are drawn as random subsets of the samples, then this is known as pasting. If samples are drawn, if random subsets of the data set are drawn as random, so what does it do? It is an ensemble meta estimator. It fits the base classifier on random subsets, base classifier on random subsets of the original data set, then aggregate their individual predictions either by voting or by averaging to form a final prediction. Okay, so basically it is an ensemble estimator which fits the classifiers on the random subsets of the original data set, okay, and then aggregate to form a final prediction. This can be utilized in a way to reduce the variance of a black box estimator. That is true. So if you have like multiple average values from different random part of the data set, then it can be used. Okay, so it can be used to reduce the variance of a black box estimator, that is a decision tree, by introducing randomization into the construction procedure, then making an ensemble of it. This algorithm encompasses several works from the literature. When random subsets are drawn as random subsets of the sample, then this is known as pasting. If samples are drawn with replacement, then the method is known as bagging. And when random subsets of the dataset are drawn as random subsets of the features, then it is known as random subspaces, and so on. So there are different values, different names, okay, and parts of it. What is there in the user guide? Bagging method was a class of several instances of a black box estimator. Okay, so there are different classification based on the way they draw random subsets of the training test. And so how do we implement this? So implement is this one, class scalar.ensemble bagging classifier, and let us see an example. Okay, so this is one or two journals which are there. From scalar.svm we import svc, then we import bagging classifier. We make a classification of 100 samples and 4 features. Okay, and then we can predict based on it. Okay, fine. So basically a classifier algorithm which takes data from random subsets of the original set and then aggregate their predictions to form a final value. Fine. So here we are. Yeah.
So I have a question, sir.
Yes, sir.
I've actually forgotten what is you've given this categorical transformer OneHotEncoder handle unknown equals ignore. What does that do?
Okay, wait. So that was in this thing, na?
The code.
No, yeah, the OP one.
No, the code we are working right now.
So handle unknown ignore. Yeah. So when an unknown category is encountered during transform, then the resulting OneHotEncoded columns will be all zeros. When an unknown category, if we put handle unknown equals to ignore, then what happens is that if any unknown category is encountered, then the OneHotEncoded value will be given, but it will be given all zeros. Okay.
So what is an unknown category here, sir? In this Abalone example?
In this Abalone data set, na? Okay, let us see. Let us go back. Let's push. No, I think here we are just putting it that in case there is some unknown value in the OneHotEncoder, when we are applying the OneHotEncoder, in the 6 column I think we are using. Okay.
Right.
So if we have any unknown value, that will be treated as 0.
Okay.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
another thing which can happen is it can give an error. So it will raise an error if the unknown category is present during transform. Okay, which is the
Okay.
default value.
Okay.
But ignore does what? Just converts it to 0. Okay.
Okay. Right.
So let us see what else is there. Infrequent if exist. Changed in version 1.1. It was added to automatically handle unknown categories and infrequent categories. So when what happens if we give infrequent if exist? When an unknown category is encountered, the resulting one-hot encoded value will map to the infrequent category if it exists. The infrequent category will be mapped to the last position in the encoding. Okay. Okay, let us see what is this. When an unknown category is encountered during transform, then the resulting one-hot encoded column will map to the infrequent category if it exists. So the infrequent category will be mapped to the last position in the encoding. Okay, last position in the encoding. During inverse transform, an unknown category will be mapped to the category denoted infrequent if it exists. If it exists, if the category does not exist, then the transform and inverse transform will handle an unknown category with handle unknown equals to ignore if it does not exist. Okay, let us see what is this. It aggregates an infrequent category into a single output for each feature. The parameters to enable the gathering of the infrequent categories is mean frequency and maximum gathering. Okay, so if mean frequency is an integer, categories with a cardinality smaller than mean frequency will be considered infrequent. If it is a float, then categories with a cardinality smaller than this fraction will be considered infrequent. Okay, the default value is 1. So what happens? In this case, the category dog, snake are considered infrequent. So dog 5 times, category cat 20 times, rabbit 10 times, snake 3 times. Okay, so dog and snake are infrequent because cat has been reported 20 times and rabbit has been reported 10 times, right? Now we are putting mean frequency equals to 6. Okay, fine. So this is the minimum frequency. Now both dog and snake are lower than that. So what are the infrequent category? Dog and snake. Okay. Now if we put dog, cat, rabbit, snake, then what happens? 0, 0, 1. Okay. Unknown categories will be considered infrequent. Can anyone understand what happened here? What happens if we put,
so basically in any categorical data, mostly the assumption is that categorical data follows, let's say there is one categorical column. And many times it's not like, for example, let's assume species in iris as a categorical data set, as a categorical variable. There it is uniform distribution, 3 classes all equally frequent, right? But in practice, that is not the case. Some typically this is like what we call the Pareto rule or something, or the long tail, where some categories are extremely frequent.
No, that I understand,
some categories are very
yeah,
infrequent. Now, why we need to eliminate those infrequent categories is that if we start encoding them also, then the matrix becomes very large, too many columns.
So what we do then?
We have the option to say that if something is between that mean frequency, something makes the cut for that mean frequency parameter, which you can set yourself, then it will be counted as a frequent category. Otherwise, it will be counted as an infrequent category.
So like what happens here in this case?
So basically dog, cat, rabbit and snake are 4 categories. And you're saying that mean frequency is 6, which means whatever occurs less than 6 times will be simply called infrequent. Now you see what is happening is dog is only called 5 times in X. Dog is present 5 times, snake is present 3 times, right? So dog and snake are both infrequent, which means they will appear in the last column.
So you are telling this one?
First, yes. So that corresponds to snake. The top row corresponds to dog. because both of them are occurring less than min frequency times.
Okay, so
in
you
that
are telling
positional data.
cat is highest, so it is in the second row.
No, it has nothing to do with the order in which they appear. Let's go from top to bottom. X we are creating as a list of, as an array of strings, right? Array of categories.
It is
dog appears 5 times.
It is clubbing dog and snake as the one.
Exactly. Okay. It's basically saying that whatever is less than mean frequency, we are simply going to call it one category called
one category. Okay.
And when you do the inverse transform, it's saying that the string will come as infrequent. It will not come as dog.
So you are telling this row you are telling as dog.
Yeah.
And then
look at this one is cat.
And the last row and the first row, they are coming
are
as
the same.
Exactly.
Because they are both equally. We don't.
So they are both
they are so infrequent.
Okay.
We don't really need to make a distinction between them. That's what we are saying.
Now my question is, why is cat at the leftmost column? Is that because cat has the highest frequency?
No, that has nothing to do with it. Basically,
that goes alphabetically. I think alphabetically.
Yeah.
Alphabetically.
Basically, you can swap the first two rows. Nothing will happen. It's just that last row has to be the least frequent. Last column, sorry.
So this, if we ignore handle unknown, then what happens?
No, that is a different.
That will be 0. Yeah.
No, that has nothing to do with infrequent categories.
Okay. But handle unknown, we are putting here as infrequent if it exists. If you see the code below.
Right. You're right. Okay. So it is not unrelated. It is there, which means that if you have an unknown category coming up, then look for the infrequent rule, which is already fitted. Okay. But for that, you have to specify min frequency and what is the tag you want to give it. It will by default call it infrequent.
Okay.
So this, for example, this is one problem which we saw. So basically, we are trying to predict who is going to appear for the end-term exam in which city, let's say, right? And cities are again typical long-tail distribution. Like let's say there are 10,000 people in this program right now who are going to appear for the end-term exam. And we want to say that, okay, given that quiz 1 appeared in X city, quiz 2 appeared in Y city, what is the probability, or what is the city in which they'll appear for the end term, so that we can plan, right? Cities follow that long tail distribution. 99% of us are in metros, right? So, and metros also, there are too many, right? Like there are 180 known metros in India where we have exam centers. Everything else is infrequent, it's unknown, right? And because if we don't put that as unknown, what will happen is that the list of cities will go up to thousands. Which means that when we do OneHotEncode them, I'll end up with a very large, very sparse matrix. So to solve that problem, I will, let's say, use infrequent as a category. Now that handle unknown thing comes into the picture is, let's say that currently there exists a city from which no student is appearing. But next term there is. So I fit on this term and I transform on next term. So once somebody has enrolled from some city XYZ, which was never seen so far in any term. So when I do that transform in the next term, that city will be unknown. It won't know what to do with that city because it has never seen that category. You'll say, okay, if it is, if it's existing, you'll just call it infrequent. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So in this ignore equal to, handle unknown equal to ignore, basically if it's an infrequent.
No, that is.
If it is infrequent, it'll take it as zeros. It won't.
Yes. See, you see this line,
No. If you say that the handle unknown parameter is ignored, then any unknown value will be mapped to 0.
Yes.
Right? But if you say that it is infrequent if exist, which means
then you will have to
the infrequent category. Yes.
Then you club it like in that snake dog.
Exactly. It will become snake dog and whatever, snail or whatever.
Okay.
See, but if snail is a category that it has never seen and you say that handle unknown is equal to ignore, then it will simply return 0.
Okay.
See, don't, both are not at the same time we are using, okay? You use either
one or the other, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, either or. If you do not use, normally it is treated as error, okay?
Error.
So it will, by default, it will give an error. If you put ignore, then it will be 0. And otherwise, the another option which is there is what we discussed, infrequent if exist. Okay.
Right.
So this is what happened in OPE2 by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
We later, after all the fit and everything was happened in the later half of the quiz where we are supposed to do the forward pass, the predict and the transform part, the pipeline failed because the default is it. It hadn't, like in my case, the slice of the data set that I got, it had fit on a set of countries which did not include Switzerland. But when it found Switzerland in the test split, it simply crashed. It says that I don't know what this category is. So you go back, you set handle unknown equal to ignore, and then run the whole thing. So now it doesn't, Switzerland is not a problem anymore. Or any other country that, it hasn't seen in the training side of things.
So the OPE2 is on 24th July, no? OPE2? When is OPE2?
31st, sir.
31st, okay. Sorry. 24th July, which exam you had? You don't have exam, is it?
No, 24th July, there is nothing.
I think programming people have some.
Programming diploma. Okay. You have 31st. So 31st and when is end term?
Yes, 7th of August.
7th of August. So, okay. And what are you guys' plans in August? The next term is starting in September, right?
Yes, sir.
Typically 1 month after the
1 month.
So yeah, first week of September.
So your diploma is diplomas are completing in August then, or is it so? I don't know. When is diploma completing?
I mean, for those who have done like 4 courses per term, yes. In September, we are expecting to start third year.
Degree level courses, no? Yeah, third year courses. So obviously deep learning is there. Deep learning will start from perceptron. So August we are planning maybe some workshop or something we'll do. So how many of you are acquainted with digital electronics? So like basic digital electronics, like AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, XOR. Then I don't know.
You're asking that for neural networks.
Yes. Kanika told yes, she's great. So I mean it is not. So we think it because the deep learning theory, Professor Mitesh Khapra is teaching. If you see, so he is starting from perceptron directly, and this will come to you. I mean, this is again at this point not required, but still. So we are doing that, and 1 minute. Yeah. So anyway, so it will be good if you know a bit of digital electronics. So not digital electronics also, I'll tell you. And basic logic gates.
Basically, it's Boolean logic only, right?
Boolean logic is there. Boolean logic is there, and then there is something called marks or a multiplexer. Okay, so it is a very easy thing. I will also teach you maybe just let the semester let this term go. I'll also add in some notes or some session. So there is something called multiplexer. So if you see a single layer perceptron, okay, it is actually same as a logic gate, and the multi-layer perceptron is actually almost same as a analogous to same as a multiplexer circuit. So there is multiplexer means say 32 inputs, how to combine into one input, one output, and so on. It's a very easy thing. So there is a book by this is not required, but you can read if you have some time. Anand Kumar is a good book on digital electronics, but again this full book is not required. It will be good to have an idea. Then there is Maurice Mano, then Sally Vahanan, okay, and so on, so on. And in Gate, EC, CSC, notes, anything. If you find in internet and so on, that will also be useful. Achha. Anyway, so that is for deep learning theory. Deep learning practice is not yet started. I think that will come in the next term. So one thing which is starting is deep learning in January, in the next term. Then there is reinforcement learning from Balaraman Ravindran, which is going to be a pretty math heavy course, I heard. Data visualization on D3.js, Tableau, etc. That is coming in January. Yeah, anyway, so those are the things which are then coming.
Reinforcement learning is in September or January?
I think it's September only. Reinforcement learning.
Okay.
I'll just verify.
That course actually was there, supposed to be from NPTEL. So transfer.
No. I mean, it will be again recorded, and everything is. It has already started.
For this program is separately there.
Yes. Balaraman sir is again recording. So okay. That is there, and then there is another course which we are planning is the, the thematic areas in data science, which is the Professor Raghunathan Rengaswamy's course that is on, the overarching areas of data science. So some portions are there, like this thing that I told, and then there's the digital part, and some of these things are there which connect the different areas of data science. But again, that course, it seems that almost all of it, or some part of it, large part of it is taught in the MLT MLF course. So again, we will be remodeling that, and let's see what comes in September. So September degree level starts, and yeah. So I hope reinforcement learning and this thing may come. Deep learning, obviously, deep learning will come. MLT is again recorded. So I mean, MLT, we had a bad feedback. So MLT is again recorded. MLT Professor Arun Rajkumar will teach now this time. And let us see what happens. Yeah, we are changing a bit everything. So anyway, let's go back to the task. Yes, so we had the task of column transformer. Then we have a bagging classifier. So how did we use that? We used CLF equals to pipeline, step equals to preprocessor, and then classifier. Okay. Fine. Then what did we have? We had so then the next task is to train the model on training data and print the score on test data. So CLF.fit, xtrain and ytrain. Then what we put CLF.score. What is the score? We are getting 2.238 around. So print the score on test data. So this is basically just they are asking to do different they are giving different instructions and to do accordingly.
Sir, I have a question here, sir. Sir, while doing the assignments, the fit xtrain, ytrain I did in one of the models, and then they had asked to give a score on the the test data set basically. By mistake, what I did was that I fitted the test data set also, and then found the score, and the score came out to be 99%, which was not correct. I mean, the score was supposed to be some 82% or so. So if mistake I do it in the OP, is there a way of going back actually? I mean, removing the fit which I did on the test data set and getting the correct score.
You can reload the data and.
So is that the that is what I did finally.
You have the
that is what I did finally for the assignment. But is that the only way of doing it, sir, or is there any other way probably of going back?
What I do is generally I reload the data. If anyone else does any other way, yeah, maybe Jaydev wants to say something.
The good habit is to keep the cells in your notebook fairly independent, and don't put too much content in just one cell. For example, loading data, pre-processing data, fitting everything, people will usually put in one cell. Let's not do that, because then you can pick and select which cell you want to rerun. Just loading data, it's in one cell, because once it's loaded, and name your variables a little meaningfully. For example, I know that my original data frame, I always call it TF. I'm not going to change it. But the df is not the same as x and y, because x I'll have to drop something or transform something, or it's a matrix or a data frame. Those sort of things also you have to take care of. Leave one-line comments at the top of the cell explaining what that cell does. This is for yourself.
Okay.
And later again, if there are some OP issues, then you can make a case that this is what I did in this cell. So mostly there for your own reference. But if you sort of practice this, then let's say that in the 19th cell I mess something up. Then do I need to go back to the first cell or the second cell or the 15th cell? I know exactly, right? So ultimately it's Python. So you have to go back and rerun everything, whatever is part of the problem. But to isolate it properly, what you can do is divide your tasks between the cells independently, so that if there is a subset of the cells that you have to rerun, you'll know what to rerun.
Fine. Also, Jaydev, suppose if I reload the data set, do I have to run each and every cell once again until I reach the last one? That is the score thing, or
theoretically.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Correct. If that ends up happening, that is, in order to come at the output of some last cell, I have to rerun everything from top to bottom. That means my code was not modular enough.
Okay.
That means that I did not split, divide and conquer properly.
Yeah.
But if of course, if there is an x, like f of x, if you keep doing that, f of g of h of x, right, keep on doing transformations on the same data set, then you will have to reload. But if you, this is a classic problem in programming. There is something called immutability. You should try to keep as immutable as possible. So x is my raw data set, x scaled is what I call my transform data sets. X scaled OneHotEncoded is what I'll call my categorical augmentation and all that. So if you name your variables properly, you'll know exactly what to rerun or from where to pick up the next process if something goes wrong.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
If you say x equal to standard scalar of x, then x is now gone, right?
Okay.
Now x again has to come back from the data frame again, which means that again I'll have to reload. So to avoid that, make sure that the variables are also named correctly and the cells are independent.
Okay. Thanks for that, Jaydev.
Yeah. So Sunita, you can use. There are some other options also. This run all, run before. If you have to just check whether they also suit you somewhere.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, so now they asked to use cross-val score on the training data with CV equals to 10 and print the accuracy on each fold and print the main score. Let us put the question here also. Otherwise, the person who will see later will not find the question. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah. So what we do, we can import cross-val score. We estimator, we use CLF and X-train and Y-train, and cross-val CV equals to 10. Okay, that is what we are given. Then we print the accuracy of each fold, and the final accuracy we are calculating the mean in a percentage format. Okay, so fine. So what we get the accuracy to be 23.14% of the complete fold, all the folds, right? So this is the array, and then the accuracy is this one. Okay. So the code to write that, I'll just paste here. Okay. Then the next task is, let us use grid search CV on the bagging classifier with the tuned parameters. N estimator is equals to 10, 50, 100, and 500. Maximum samples is equals to 0.05, 0.1, 0.2, and 0.5. Use the scoring criteria to be recalled. And before using grid search CV, you pre-process the training data using the column transformer. Then we print the best parameters. So, so first of all, so here we have generated another variable, X-train new. X-train new is the preprocessor of preprocessing of and feed transform of X-train. Okay. After that, what we do? Let's use grid search CV on bagging classifier. So we import grid search CV. This is the tuned parameter. So what are we giving? We are giving in number of estimated to be 10, 50, 100, and 500, and maximum number of samples to be 0.5, 0.1, etc. Score recall. Now for all of this, okay, for score in score, so for all of them, we are printing the tuning hyperparameters. Okay. So what did we get? So we got the best parameters to be 0.05 and the number of estimators to be 500. Okay.
Sorry,
Now,
I have a question here.
Yeah.
Why is this a classification problem?
The full data set was a classification data set. So from there,
no, it says predicting age, right? And age, the way we measure it is by counting the number of rings on the shell. And there are 28 unique values in that column in rings. So it's basically, instead of regression, it's a 28 class classification problem. No wonder the accuracy is not good enough. So the age of the abalone is determined by cutting the shell through the cone, staining it, and counting the number of rings through a microscope. Now that rings is one column for us, obviously. It has 28 unique values. So if we are putting it as classification, it's a 28 class classification.
Yes, obviously.
So it should be regression, right?
Should be what?
Okay, regression.
No, it's a multi-class classification because I'm not going to get rings in points 3.5 or 3.25.
My question is like, does it even make sense to have a age prediction problem?
Right.
Okay, theoretically, absolutely nothing wrong with having 28 classes. Like, there are problems where we have thousands of classes.
We are predicting the number of rings.
But then, is that really?
We can probably bin it. You say there's so many rings to so many rings and so many rings to so many rings, you know. Say 1 ring to 5 rings and 5 to 10. I think that can be because 26, I agree with you. It's like too many.
Too many classes. Okay. Let me check. Jaidev, can you post this once or send us a mail? I mean, that just post in Discord and tag me or something.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. That will be better because then others also can see. Okay.
And again, like now that I think of it, you have a categorical column like rings, which has too many values, and then you bin it. Instead of that, let's just do regression. Let's see what happens. That probably will end up giving us a better.
Let's see. Let me ask around also. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we'll give the code. Just try it also for doing whoever is doing all with us together. This is the code for the grid search CV. And after that, also the same thing. Oh my God, so many things are there. So we have one task, which is to use the best parameters in the pipeline and print the test scores. And we have the random forest classifier also. Okay, 1 minute. Someone is saying something. Please post task 2 of grid search. Okay, wait, Kanika, we'll do one thing. It is a SWI, solve with instructor. I'll try to upload it. Okay. Wait, there are so many things. Everything, if we go, then what we have done, they have used a grid search on AdaBoost classifier, and they have used for AdaBoost what is the base score, right? Mostly doing a base score. Fine. Let us see how many questions are there in week 11. We'll come back to that. Okay. This is mostly data visualization. Okay, we'll go ahead with week 10. If we cannot finish week 11, some parts we'll upload it and let us. Oh my God, this also there's so many things. Huh? This is mostly data visualization part, I think. Anyway, let's do for 10 more minutes, then we'll go to our this thing, week 11 once. I'll upload. I mean, don't worry, Kanika. So anyway, where were we? We were in the pipeline and print data score. Where? Yeah. So the task for that, let us use let grid search CV on bagging classifier Here I'll put, Kanika has asked. Okay. Then what are we starting next? Then use the best parameters in the pipeline and to print the test score. Okay. We are using the best parameter in the pipeline and printing the test score. So again, we are just appending it to pre-processing pipeline. And so what are we doing? We have a pipeline with steps which has preprocessor and the classifier both together. And after that, we calculate the model score. Okay. So this is the task which we have here. Sorry. This is something else, right? Okay. So 1 minute. So this is the task. Okay. Then what you have here is we are putting the pipeline, and then we are doing an score calculation on the X test, Y test, right? Based on that, then after that we are using the random forest classifier also. So all the classifiers we are using, and we are calculating their scores comparatively. Random forest is also an estimator that fits a number of decision tree classifiers on various subsamples. Okay, uses averaging to improve the predictive accuracy and control overfitting. Okay, fine. So then this is the task. Okay, and we use a random forest classifier for that. We use the same on the instead of bagging classifier, we are using random classifier with a random state 0, and on the preprocessor. After that, we are fitting on the X train, Y train, and we are calculating the model score. Okay, and how, from where we are importing random forest? We are importing from sklearn.ensemble, right? So most of the things which we have seen is imported from ensemble, sklearn.ensemble, right? Now, and then we get the model score to be 0.256 or something, and so on. Then we use grid-search CV and random forest classifier. So basically, a mix and match of many things are happening. Now we are using grid-search CV on random forest, and before using grid-search CV, pre-process the training data using the column transformer, and then you print the best parameter. So let us put the task here in the sheet. Okay, someone is saying something in chat window. Please post the document link. Okay, can anyone put it? Yeah. Ivanshu, hope you got it. Then what is happening is we are using the grid-search CV on random forest classifier. And then after that, before using grid-search CV, pre-process the training data using column transformer, and then we print the best parameter. So basically the same thing is going on. We are using the different parameters transformers we are using. We are using grid-search CV, and then after that random forest classifier, and so on. Okay. So this is basically our the importing grid-search CV part, and after that, this one is the code. Okay. So anyway, so how, just asking some another thing, how many of you have experience in TensorFlow? Can you maybe raise hand or something? How many of you know TensorFlow is one person has raised his hand. Jaydev knows how, yeah, Jaydev I expected. Anyone else knows TensorFlow? Gurmeet, Kanika, Monashrita, Bhupesh, Vivek. Okay. Okay, we'll do one thing. We'll share some notes on TensorFlow. Okay. see, we were not learning TensorFlow in any of the courses, and TensorFlow may sometime come in the interview. Okay, and right now we should start preparing for internships and placement interviews, because it is always, I mean, anyway, it is going to be difficult, and you have to, you have to compete with a lot of good people. So we should start. I'll share. I'm making some notes on TensorFlow. I'll try to complete and share it. And yeah, you also start to prepare. It is told that JAX also is quite important these days. JAX also, if you can learn, it will be good. But TensorFlow is, I mean, it is told that JAX is replacing TensorFlow. If you learn TensorFlow, I mean, slowly it is removing TensorFlow. TensorFlow, the same work can be done in JAX, but I mean, it is told that JAX is a TensorFlow on steroid kind of thing. So, but still, JAX is still in a much more infant stage in India, I think. Many of the companies which you go, if you see the JDs and all, they are looking for TensorFlow mostly. So I'll try to share. You also read some documents on TensorFlow, as I think in the previous slide session where I came also, then also I was telling. So just try to read that. I'll also share some document. It is not related here, but again, apart from the coursework, some portions are required, right? So now we again prepare the pipeline, and we print the score here in the X-test and Y-test course after random forest classifier. So you can calculate it. I'll just paste it here. Yeah, GitHub. Okay. Oh, Jaydev has made a. Okay. Sorry. I'll check. Yeah. Okay, Jaydev, I'll check it. Yeah.
Just a basic introduction to neural networks with TensorFlow.
Oh, with perceptron, huh?
Start with perceptron, go to logistic, and then MLP. Simple, shallow networks.
Can I share it in the? Can I show it in the screen? Then I can check.
Yeah, it's meant to be public. Yes.
Oh,
it's
I
actually
mean,
a 2-3-year-old tutorial which I keep upgrading as TensorFlow progresses. I should probably make a version for JAX also.
Okay, where should I go?
Just that same link. This is the one, like the notebooks 010203. That's essentially how to do all of those things.
Plot tutorials to TensorFlow. Okay. No, okay, nice.
This is basically emphasizing that bulk of TensorFlow is automatic differentiation. How to do that?
First thing which I'm looking for is what is tensor, and what is the reason behind the name flow? Why the name flow? Okay, because it is a data flow graph, right? And
yes.
So first is what is tensor. I'll also yeah, this is nice. This seems nice. I'll also try to add something. So like what is tensor? What is flow? Then what can we do with TensorFlow? Can we do a multiplication with TensorFlow? Can we do a division with TensorFlow? Then slowly, I mean, from a from very small program to a big program. This is also very nice thing.
So the assumption here is that you know how to do these things in NumPy.
Okay.
And then you come to TensorFlow.
Okay, this is nice. This is very nice actually. Sort the hyperbolic tangent function and its derivative. Okay. So you have tried to do many the difficult calculations using TensorFlow, is it?
Yeah, and in the next tutorial we say that it's not required because it's all automated.
Oh, we can use this in our Maths 2 course, no? Maybe you can.
Yeah, in fact, all my Maths 2 homework was done with SymPy.
So nice. Have you done something in matrix also?
In what?
Matrix. I mean, have you done something about the matrix also?
Yeah. So NumPy and SymPy both are compatible with each other in terms of matrices. So for example, the row echelon form of a matrix can be computed with SymPy pretty easily. That actually ended up being a bit of a problem because in the homework, because of the pressure, I was doing it with code. And finally, during the exam, I had too much to do, too much to learn with pen and paper. But I mean, overall, it was a good learning experience.
I think we can use it.
Yeah, feel free. In fact, this is pretty old. It was actually written, the first time I wrote it, it was for Theano. But then since Theano went out of fashion or stopped, essentially became deprecated, I had to port it to TensorFlow. And there is a separate PyTorch branch also going on. And now I should also add a JAX branch to this.
Can you just send a mail with a link, with this link? I can connect you with the Maths2 team. I'll just check whether they can, maybe what you can do is maybe you can make a short video on discussing this GitHub, the whatever you have done. So some examples of the normal Maths2, whatever is there, whatever is taught, if some relevant topic is there, you can show that how it is utilized, how it can be implemented using Python and TensorFlow. Does that sound good?
I'll do that, but the point of that repo is not to do mathematics. The point of that repo is to show neural networks essentially and see how the mathematics basically, if you start with the first notebooks, there's a lot of math. Then second notebooks, there's little math, but by the time TensorFlow comes into the picture, the math is gone. That was the point.
Okay, sure. But it is a very nice thing. I mean, it's a very nice task. Please share with others. We should make a.
It can definitely be done for Maths2 kind of.
No, I mean, yeah, that is also there because see, many of the things I am, and they are also interested in Karthik and others. You know, Karthik, I think that to make a bridge course on where is we have studied Maths 1, Maths 2 in first year. Then we have immediately started with machine learning, and there is a one connecting subject is there, machine learning foundation. But then again, where does all this thing automatically start? I mean, it is not like abruptly starting, right? So there is a connecting bridge between Maths 2 and machine learning. So what is the bridge part? So they are trying to build a bridge course between the this 2 years, the first year and the second year.
If that is the case, then this is an ideal.
So we are connection. So yeah, maybe you can share with. Have you discussed with Karthik also this same thing?
No. This was since you mentioned TensorFlow.
Yeah, TensorFlow. I'll also share. Yeah, you can start sharing. See, I mean, whatever documents we need, whatever different documents we can get, we should maybe you can keep in a particular place. So, like, are you? So, if somebody is connected to the student placement team, the student part of the placement team, have you have they made? Do you know whether they made any drive for resource sharing and all for placement?
No, but I think there must be. I'll check with Shruti.
Yeah. And anyway, I'll also check. Yeah. So all of this can be collected at one place, so that with time, all of these things will come together and will make a good resource for the next batches also to come, and for us also. For us means the students also. Okay. Yeah, but it's a very nice approach, very nice trial. Please keep on. It's very nice thing. Yeah, okay, let us go back. We have very less time. So now in the pipeline, what we do, we use gradient boosting classifier and we print the test code again. And then this one also the same thing. Let us see what have we done here. Let us use so anyway, I'll upload the PDF today. I'll send it. So maybe on Monday, these two documents will be shared. Okay. So just go through the code. This is solved with Instructor, so I don't think there will be any problem to upload this. And run the codes, all of the tasks. Okay, let us see. Then we use the next task is to use grid search CV on gradient boosting classifier with tuned parameters, and before using grid search, reprocess the training data and print the best parameters. So this is the task. Let me put the task here. Okay. Then we do an xtrain new, which is a preprocessed version of xtrain dataset. Okay. And then this is the part where we do a we do a put score equals to recall, and for score in scores we do the we tune the hyperparameters, and so what we get that the best learning rate parameter will be 0.01, and the maximum depth which can be given is 3. After that we use the AdaBoost classifier and so on. So after this, let us go to the next data, next week thing, the week 11 thing. I'll upload the remaining, I'll upload everything basically. Okay. So just go through it and let us know if any classification, if any clarification is required. So there are some more, the same thing which we have done, the grid search CV on AdaBoost classifier, and then do the same, just the classifiers have changed. So AdaBoost, then random forest, then bagging classifier, and so on. We have used gradient boosting. These things we have used, and we have basically classified the models for every case. Okay, and so that is the okay. There is a voting classifier. These are not required, I think. I'll check.
So could you please get the solutions of the other weeks uploaded onto the portal, because they are not available right now, and there are some questions where there is an error in the question. So
solution.
Yeah, before the OPE, so that will help in preparing for the OPE.
Can you tell me which weeks are required?
They're only up to week 6, I think. Beyond that, it's not there.
Okay, up to week 6 is there. Okay, means wherever I was. So week 7, week 8 is required, is it?
Yeah, until wherever the OPE exam syllabus is there, sir. I'm not sure if it is week 11 or week 12.
Week 11, week 12. OPE2 syllabus is week 11, week 12 is not there. What are you telling?
I don't know, sir, what is the syllabus actually.
I'll check. Okay, so up to week 6 is there. The remaining practice solution and graded solution is not there, is it?
Yeah, that's right, sir.
Wait, let me fix this now. 1 minute. I am trying. I'll send this.
Sir, I had put this across on Discourse as well, and Jimmy sir told me that he had been reminding those. I mean, the people who upload it, but it's not yet been done, I think.
Week 7, 8, na?
Yes, sir. 7, 8, 9, I guess. I mean, 10, 11, we are still doing it.
Week 9, I'll check again, but week 9, I don't think it is there in OPE2. Okay, I'll check, but I don't think week 9 will be required. But anyway, since when the deadline has passed, we should upload the answer sheet. Just 1 minute. Yeah, let's see. We'll have to upload a lot of things on Monday. Anyway, okay. Anyway, let's go to week 11. Week 11 is market-based analysis. So you're owning a supermarket mall, and through membership cards, you have some basic data about the customers like customer ID, age, gender, annual income, and spending score. Spending score is something you assign to the customer based on the defined parameters like customer behavior and purchase data. Okay. Now you own the mall and you want to understand what the customers like, can be easily converged. Target customers so that the scenes can be given to marketing team and plan the strategy accordingly. Okay. By the end of this case study, you would be able to answer the below questions. Number one, wait 1 minute. Yeah, Jimmy actually sent a mail. So where it got stuck? Yeah, Jimmy sent a mail. Anyway, I'll see. We'll upload on Monday. No issue. The thing will upload on Monday. The solution. Anyway, so by the end of this case study, you would be able to answer the questions how to achieve the customer segmentation using the ML algorithm k-mean clustering in Python. Who are your target customers, and with whom you can start marketing strategy. Okay, and how the marketing says. Okay, fine, understood. Whatever. So first step is the data loading. Okay, let's see where the data loads. People faster. Okay, can you check whether you can get the data? So this is we are starting week 11. This is okay. So here what we are doing is we are calculating this part. So this is the URL which we are using. This is the data set. Fine. Now this one we have finished. We'll upload this. Okay. Now for basic mathematical operation, what are we doing? We are importing numpy as np, pandas, and then we import plot, and yeah, then we for visualization we are importing the plt. Oh, sorry. I'm not sharing. No? Yeah. So we have the for basic mathematical operation we are using import numpy, and so for if there is a warning we are ignoring that. Okay. Then we are importing the drive, and then from the drive we are reading this one. From my drive we are reading the pp cluster.csv, or you can do a I think a read csv you can do. So how to import your drive in the Colab? Again, we know this is one part, and then here is the second data frame. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Then step 2. Step 2 is what? No, sir. So now what we learned is if we are given a data set, how do we proceed with it? I think. Okay. So first is we load the data, then we inspect the data. What are we inspecting? We inspect the number of rows and columns, the exploratory data analysis basically. Whether there is any null value, what is the mean deviation, what is standard, what is mean, what is standard deviation, and so on and so forth. First of all, we just do a df.head. Okay, so we are calculating what is the customer ID and what is these are the columns. We have gender, we have age, annual income, and spending score. Then we df.describe. This we all know, right? So we can calculate the mean, we can calculate the standard deviation, we can calculate the minimum, maximum value, and so on. Then we check if there is a null data. Okay, so there is no null data, right? So how do I check? We in the data frame, You're checking if any null data are there. Then taking inferences about the customer. So how many people earn more than a particular number? What is the average range? What is the least or minimum value? What is the age range of the most regular customers? Senior citizen age group, is it the least frequent visitor or not? Then maximum shopping, what is the maximum shopping value by the middle age or youngsters? How much percentage of male or female do shopping? Okay. There are more number of males who get paid more than female, but the number of males and females are equal in number when it comes to low annual income. Okay. So these are the things which we can infer from this value. Okay. Okay. How do we do that? So we are checking the annual income, the distribution plot. Okay. The distribution of plot is, so we have this is basically the same thing. Okay, what is the count? Okay. So these are annual income, and basically this is just a column plot which they have plotted, and on top of.
Sir, I have just one question.
Yeah.
So this the week 10, this SWI solve with instructor. There's one grid search CV which is it's still running. It's taken more than 4 minutes. If you get such questions in the exam in the OPE, it will be very difficult to manage the time.
Should not be. See, you should not get.
Okay.
You should not get. See, I mean, yeah. See, it is never the intention. I mean, even 1 minute it should not run. So, I mean, if it runs, it is a mistake. Okay.
Okay.
Either it is, I mean, we will try. I mean, see, that is one thing they are very cautious about in this OPE, that see what may happen if some I think Jaydev or someone told that that the program was running for a long time in OP1. So what may happen is that as everyone's program was running at the same time, there was some time it was taking more time or something. Okay, so this time everyone is very cautious. So it will never happen that it is running for 4 minutes or so. So some parameter may get may take smaller, may take longer time in that thing, the grid search CV. Okay, just check the parameters and change it if it check whether it helps.
Okay, right.
Sir, but if you try to run week 10 source code for grid search, bagging, boosting, and all of them in fact took time. I mean, I had to actually
maybe
interrupt it and then go ahead. So all of them were taking quite some time.
Yeah. So just custom. It may have to be customized. Okay. So I saw some of the cases like that happen. So one thing which I mean, using the TPU also it is taking time. Is it?
I didn't use that actually, sir. I just used the normal mode.
Okay. Yeah, I also did not use, but just check whether that helps or not. But anyway, I mean, just change the parameters. I think that may help to reduce the time. Okay. But in OP, you should not get. I mean, see, OP, the primary target is it should be. I mean, not even 1 minute. It should not take more than 1 minute. Okay. That is the target we keep. The TPU you can change from here. You go to the. I mean, obviously, again, you know all. So, but still, you go to edit, notebook settings. Then we can go to TPU. Okay, and then we can save it and so on. So here we have just plotting the graphs. You can see the distribution plot of the annual income. So this is the range of annual income, and this is the count of the, I think, the percentage of the people who has this kind of income or so on. Okay. Then we have okay. This is also again a distribution of annual income only, and okay, but we have to see what is the count. What does the count represent? I'll check. Okay. So, but anyway, this is just just the distribution plot and the visualization part of the data frame. Okay. Then again we are using the same the value of the number of people who are in different age range. So we have in 30 to 40 we have the maximum age range, and here we have an annual income which is higher for higher for the this 50,000 and all. There is a more higher value and so on, but then again this is very common. Okay, so what is the gender? Okay. So in gender, what we have, gender basis, we have 56% is the total customer, I think, and the 44% is the male customer. And if we do a pair plot for the data, so what are we getting here? Customer ID, customer ID versus age. Suppose we have customer ID versus age. So okay, if maybe this is the customer ID and this is the age, and this is the annual income. So it looks like, I mean, with annual income, as the annual income is increasing, the data is also increasing. Is it? Okay. So basically different pair plots you can generate, and so can be generated different heat maps and so on. Then what we can do a k-mean clustering on the data set. Let's check the shape of the x. X is the from the data frame we are taking the values, and then we are calculating the shape of it. And what is the k-mean clustering? And so from there we are calculating the graph of number of clusters, and we are doing an elbow plot. Okay.
Sir, while passing the parameters for k-means, we do a k-means kwargs. I mean, why do we do that actually? Why can't we directly pass the parameters here?
K-means?
I mean, there is
kwargs.
Yeah, kwargs.
Even I didn't understand why do
we use that actually? Why can't we directly pass the in sir's demonstration? He has shown it that way, and then you put the star kwargs.
Let us see.
It's like a dictionary of arguments. It doesn't it's called keyword arguments in a
keyword
function.
Argument. Is it similar to the parameter grid that we pass?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is that.
Okay.
Why do we put double star?
It kind of
a convention.
I'm not sure about that, but what it does, it kind of opens up into the function, like all the parameters go into the function. It's like a box that goes and opens in the function.
A lot of these documents have that kwargs. A lot of things I've seen. So there also we can use it.
Double plus, is it?
No, so it's double
keyword
star.
Arguments as a dictionary.
Oh, double star.
I don't think it's been, I mean, I just went and checked in this documentation, sir. It's not been shown here. So it is what the professor is using.
Okay. Okay, just check if you, yeah, sorry. Yeah, go on.
It's a general thing for any Python function or class. Whenever you're calling something like, let's say, k-means, round brackets, and you start typing things inside it. Now, if you look at the signature here, it's n clusters equal to 8, init k-means, and init 10, max eta 300, and so on, right? Now, kwargs is essentially you convert these functions into a dictionary. So let us say that here we have a for loop. In the first line after inside the loop, let's say we create a dictionary where the key is n clusters, value is I. The key is init, value is k-means. Then keyword arguments basically means that you can pass the dictionary to this. Instead of typing down one argument at a time, you can pass an entire dictionary.
And what does the double star do, Jaidev?
That converts, so if you pass it without the double star, then you are essentially saying that you are passing the dictionary. You don't want to pass the dictionary itself. You want the dictionary to be a proxy for the arguments.
So basically,
may I share my screen?
Yeah. Sure. Wait. You can just post to us also. Okay. Just let me get into it. Okay, I have to allow now 1 minute. Where is the option for doing that? How can I let Jaydev share breakout rooms?
No, maybe in the participants tab, see if next to my name you get some option.
No. And just check whether this is giving you something.
It's asking me to start my video, which is not a problem, but that's not. Now since I'm the host, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
No, screen sharing is still disabled. It says.
Oh. Maybe.
So,
yeah, I mean, I am not the host here, so that's why. Actually, one moment. Yeah, I got it. I think so. 1 minute. Huh? Can you do now?
Let me check. Yes, I can. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Let's write a simple function called greet, which takes a name, right? And simply says return my return. Let's print. Here, what this does, you simply give it a name and it says hello name, right? So, oops, this has to be inside, right? Now, sometimes what happens is that I know this function, I have written it after all. So I know it takes one argument, which is supposed to be a string, and that gets formatted into another string, and that string is printed. Right? Straightforward. But sometimes what happens is that you're given a function and you don't know what its input arguments may be. Right? So what you do is that you use something called variable arguments and variable keyword arguments. Now, this is simply what is known as a positional argument, which means that there is this function as one argument, which is called name, right? And it's the only argument. But let us write a different function where I say, let's say divide, right? A comma b, and I simply return a by b. Right? Now there are multiple ways of using. Now it has two positional arguments. First is a, second is b, numerator and denominator, right? So single argument, two arguments, and all arguments in Python functions have names. So what I can do is I can create a dictionary to represent my input to something. So for, I can do something like say input to divide is, now I can use a list, which is simply say 10, 2, which means divide 10 by 2. So I can do divide star IP to divide. Now why is the star required? Because see, IP to divide is a list. I don't want to pass a list to this function. I want to take the elements of that list and pass it as arguments one by one. That is what that star does. It unpacks that list into a list of sequence of inputs to the function, right? This works. But if I do it without the star, it will basically say that divide missing one required positional argument b, which means that the entire list it is taking as one argument, and b is missing. I can also do the same thing with dictionaries. I can say that a is 10 and b is 2, right? Now again, if I say divide, straight away just pass the dictionary itself. What will happen? Any guesses?
Error.
Again, what error?
Same error.
Same error, because you're basically just passing a dictionary up front, and basically it takes two things, A and B. You pass one dictionary, it will assign that to A, it will say B is missing. And that's what happens. But if I do a star here, now it works properly. Because that dictionary, it is unpacking into the named arguments.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
that is what keyword arguments means. And typically what happens is you'll see a lot of these keyword arguments in places where one function is calling some other function. One very good example of, well, in matplotlib you'll see a lot of such examples. So for example, plt.annotate. This is a function that I used recently and I found that kwargs exist. Now you see that this has args and this has kwargs. So what happened again? Let's actually quickly try it out. Matplotlib, I guess, yes. And into matplotlib.pyplot strt, and let's also do a pylab. So we say x is equal to np.random.rand, or let me do np dot, then space of minus 2 star pi to 2 star pi in 1,000 steps, right? Now, and y is np dot sign of x. So plt.plot x and y, right? Simple sine curve. What I want to do is annotate the 0, 0 position here. Don't read too much into the specific example, but I want to annotate 0, 0 as the origin. So I say plt.annotate. Let's look at the documentation of this function. Text and xy. Text is the text of the annotation and xy is the floating point to annotate, right? So text is simply origin, let's say. So first argument is a string. The second argument is a the point which we want to annotate, which is 0, 0, right? So origin appears here. Is this visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Now let's say we want to make that font much larger, right? So what this fellow says is that the kwargs that you pass to this, the kwargs that we, okay, let me just quickly minimize this and go back to it later. The kwargs that you pass to it all the way down, these are additional kwargs passed to the text property, which is that thing. Now let's see what is the text property. Font size is here. So since this has these kwargs x, y, text, clock, comma, I can pass all of this and they will get passed over. So now I can do something like font size equal to, I do XX large, extra large, sorry. There we go. It becomes larger. Okay. Now what is happening here is that if you look at the documentation of plt.annotate itself, there is no font size over. There is no parameter called font size.
Okay.
But if you go all the way down and they say that what they are supporting is additional kwargs which are passed to the text. So first is the text to show. Second is the position of the text to show. And any kwargs that you pass later are properties of this text. Now what does that include? That includes alpha, bbox, clip-on, blah, 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 all of these things. Font style, whether rasterized rotation, blah, 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 whatever it is, right? Now why did they do it this way? Because in plt.annotate, they are basically just saying that, okay, you give us a text and you give us a coordinate. We are going to place it on the right place. But then there might be certain properties of the text, but we support it through some other function. So what we are going to do is you simply pass us whatever, we'll blindly pass it to that function. So that is why the kwargs exist over here. So you'll see this in many places where functions are calling other functions. It will say, okay, it is possible that the inner function that I'm calling, the user might need some control over it. So let the user pass kwargs. We'll just take those kwargs and pass it to the inner function. That's what is happening with kwargs, essentially.
Thank you.
Great.
That was very cool.
Okay. Yeah, that was a nice information. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, so most of these are like the same only. We are applying k-means clustering. Okay, let me again put the code also for the people who are writing.
I think in the lectures why kwargs as a dictionary was created and not passed directly is because professor didn't want to type it every time. You create one dictionary, keep passing it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This is where week 11 lecture is it? Okay. Okay. So. And then we have generated some based on k-means clustering. They have generated different clusters on their income and spending. So like some people are misers, some people are do a general general spend expense. Some people we can target as a focus group. These are these people who are spendthrift, and there are these people who are actually quite careful. And then we have plotted the different set point. So based on different data, we can calculate accordingly. This is a nice one. Yeah. So I'll just put it here in the code.
Sir, just wanted to confirm one thing. In k-means, we always assume that the data we have is like normally distributed, right?
Normally distributed.
Like the blobs that are present are in like Gaussian shape.
How can a blob in Gaussian shape? First?
Like
No,
if
there
you
is no such assumption. Kmeans is non-parametric.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you find it written somewhere that this is
yeah,
an
I
assumption
actually
for
found
k-means?
like written somewhere that k-means assumes that. I'll maybe find that again.
sorry, k-means clustering.
That
What did
k-means assume that k-means only works best when the data is like Gaussianly distributed, like the blobs,
works
the cluster
best?
data.
It'll work best anyway, yes.
Huh.
But it's not required for.
Not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we have that inertia metric to figure out how well the clustering has happened. Like in SQL, I think it's k-means dot inertia underscore. The inertia is very low if the data is normal, but that's true for so many other algorithms also.
What is it inertia actually showing? I mean, I couldn't understand what it is. What does that score mean?
Good question. Let's see. Sum of squared distances of samples to their closest cluster center, weighted by sample weight system. Oh, this is basically just the sum of squared error.
Okay. So
you're minimizing some metric, right? It's that. So,
okay. So the centroid, whatever we are taking the distance, that one.
Right. So in this case is, let's say top left is the spendthrift cluster, right? The pink one. Take all the points and calculate the distance from the centroid, which is that blue dot. Square them, sum them, and do this for all of the clusters, respectively. That total is your inertia.
Okay. Yeah.
And we want to minimize that, obviously, because that metric will get minimized only when the centroids are properly at the centroid. If it's somewhere outside the cluster, then the inertia will be very high.
Yeah.
Okay. So inertia is basically just the distance from the point, is it?
It's the distance of every cluster from its respective centroid, summed over all samples.
Sorry, what is the last part?
Summed over all samples.
Summed over all samples. Okay.
So for example, here by visual inspection, you can tell that the miser and the target clusters have high inertia.
Of course. And
because there is too many values on the right.
Yeah.
Whereas the other clusters are compact, they are tight.
Okay, so we have different dendrogram and all.
So in this, one more question is there. Before you go to dendrograms, this in this the labels, come as if it will put that argument as labels underscore, right? And it gives an array of labels, when we run this. But some questions they are asking what is coming in the first row. There's no row. I'm just seeing a single array of labels, so I didn't understand that. Even in the practice assignment, they said it's what is the label? What is the label in the last row or the first row? But I'm just getting an array of labels. So I didn't find any explanation.
No, labels will always be a single vector with no rows, columns, or anything, because it's simply so the label of the cluster assigned to a given data point. I think what the question is asking is when you say first row, last row, it's the first row and last row of the input data, which means the 0th or the last value of the labels.
Okay.
I think row means row and data, because labels obviously don't have rows. It's just a series of integers.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. So there are tell me. Yeah.
No, I was saying that I'm just guessing, because the rows, that is the only context in which rows applies, right? So I was just guessing. I could be wrong, but that seems to be likely to me. Please check it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have different other visualization part also. I'll upload this thing. Just check it. Let us anyway, our time is also over. So let's check this, and just let us know. This will upload today.
Please upload it today only, sir.
You need it this weekend, is it? I mean, tomorrow you need it, because if I send it today, it may be uploaded by Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, because tomorrow is a Sunday, so that's why. Let me see. I mean, if it does not get uploaded, Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me just check whether I can upload right now. 1 minute. 1 minute. Where is the solve with assignments generally uploaded? Which folder does it come generally? Can anyone tell me? Lecture PPT slides?
Just checking.
Sir, I think they're uploaded in the respective weeks, probably.
Yeah, we should make a 10. Can I can't, I don't have edit access somehow. 1 minute, huh? If I am trying it whether I can upload it just right now. I'm going here. CS2008. Okay. No, it is not happening. I don't have access. Anyway, I'll send it today, man. Okay, I'll send it. I think by Monday you will get it. Okay. Sorry, I can't do it now. It's not happening. Okay. Yeah, Vivek, it's okay. I mean, you have to change the customize the parameters, I think. So maybe they have used something. Anyway,
no, that's okay.
Yeah,
I just telling others so that when they run the code, it will take that much time.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, just check it. So anyway, I'll upload it. Just let me know. I mean, sorry, I could not answer anything in the previous 1 or 2 weeks, so I was also not here. So just let me know. Tag me in the discourse. The MLP project, I informed whoever was having the problem in MLP project. Just see whether it gets sorted out. They should respond now. I told them to respond. If it does not happen, just can we send personal mails in discourse? Does anyone know? Is that possible?
It is, but right now it's disabled. We are waiting to
Oh,
roll it
okay,
out.
okay. Okay, just tag me then. Yeah. Again, just once tag me in the same post. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, have fun. Let's see. We'll
Thank you,
upload
sir.
that. Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Jadev. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
But
yeah. Thanks. Okay.
Thanks, Andrew.